stop bringing out lackluster warbonds with lackluster weapons. And do something either A, new that's good, or B, take these old weapons and make them good. Yo, an Eruptor one-shots them. Nice, man. That got it. Nice, man. Boom. Autocannon, baby. Okay. Was I a little too harsh during that intro today? Maybe, but there's definitely something at play here that I'm finding increasingly frustrating the more warbonds we receive and the more weapons and iterations we receive on the current Helldivers arsenal. I'm not going to beat around the bush here, folks. A large portion of the player base, including me, were very vocal about their feelings towards the warbond that dropped today when they first saw the trailer. One ballistic weapon which looked incredibly lackluster. 2 melee weapons, one of which takes up a stratagem slot. A new grenade, yeah, okay. And the usual slew of armors, which I also have very mixed feelings about. That is a beautiful piece of armor. What they have done there, mwah. But then, let's just move my stupid angry bald head out of the way. Wait, what is that? What the fuck is that? My crash out on stream today points at what is, in my opinion, a very real and nagging problem that's not only just with this current warbond, but one that plagues warbonds at large. The most glaring problem is, of course, the weapons. They're being introduced into the game in their vast majority, and quite frankly, I feel like a lot of them are just a complete mess, and it doesn't need to be this way. It always seems to be the case that they're always really lacking when this just doesn't need to be the case. I took the new amendment rifle for a spin today, and in my experience, I'll be honest, it's pretty useless against Terminids, despite its 200 damage, which is very tasty due to its fire rate, ammo economy, and lack of medium armor pen, which is further compounded by the speed in which Terminids assault you. Bots and Illuminates, to be fair, are much better, and dare I say, actually quite enjoyable to play once you get used to the handling of the rifle. If you land headshots on Devastators and Berserkers, you can one-tap them, which feels absolutely awesome, but the issue here is that unless you're fairly close to the enemy, you're going to be quite inconsistent with your headshots due to the way the weapon handles, and the 4x scope, well, it just doesn't cook for the task in hand at all. But that's fine, because we've got a new weapon customization system that alleviates all our worries, right? We need like one of these. We need like the 1x red tube dot. Oh, hang on, if that's a 1x, no. So actually, hold on. This combat scope has more magnification than this 1x tube dot sight. And this weapon needs more magnification to be better at marksmanship. But they've put a 4x as the default and a 1x as your level 18 progression point. The only thing that could be markedly better, no pun intended, is the sniper scope at level 23. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? Whilst this isn't the worst gun in the arsenal, it's glaringly obvious that there are many, many, many other choices that are ahead of this one. Why on earth haven't they given this weapon medium armor pen, or perhaps more attachment choices to improve its handling and make it a better marksman rifle style of weapon is completely beyond me. It really does just feel like Arrowhead would rather shortchange us than give us something that is actually enjoyable. And this is where most of my frustration lies. Let's take a look at the wild journey the Eruptor's been on. This gun's been reiterated how many times? 3 times. They then left it to die. It was when the Gloom came out. They made it unbelievable. There was that point where we were using the hover pack, using it like a mini cannon, and it was working great. Oh no, sorry, the shrapnel's not working as intended. Let's change it back again to something that's not as shit as it used to be, but quite shit. The way they've back and forthed on this weapon, combined with the history of giving us really underwhelming weapons in Warbonds, really sums up my feelings on this. I would really much rather they just gave all the current weapons in the game another pass and gave them similar treatment to what they did with the Scorcher and the Purifier. Look how great that turned out. Look how great things have turned out for the autocannon now that they've added flak ammo, even though it was already very good without it. Look how great the Eruptor is now that they have seemingly made peace with the fact that this is another absolute lightning in a bottle asset to the game. How great would it be if they just made a pass on all the weapons that we barely use and gave them some more juice, whether it be more damage, more ammo. Instead, we seem to keep getting these warbonds thrown down our throat, which I honestly feel at this point are absolutely incredible on an aesthetic level and a roleplay level, but in terms of actual usefulness, just pretty ridiculous. I would much rather they just skipped a month or two of warbonds and invested the time in improving what we already have. In terms of the most recent warbond, the flag stratagem is essentially a longer version of the lance, and its only really great use I found for it was being able to stun chargers and kill them with their weak spots, slap on a shield backpack and peak physique armor for 100% increased damage and you're golden. It doesn't work against flesh mobs though, and don't even think about it in terms of automatons. It also takes up a stratagem slot, which is incredibly frustrating. The saber, same story, looks very cool, especially when you use the right emote. You can slice terminids up relatively well, but would I drop my ultimatum or grenade pistol for it? Absolutely not. The new grenade though, that's actually pretty cracked due to the way in which fire damage has been reworked, which is excellent by the way, Arrowhead. Thank you so much. I love this change. It's fantastic. Throw a couple of these down against Hulks and Devastators and you're quite literally cooking. And I can also say the same for Illuminate. It's really nice against flesh mobs. And this is probably, if I'm being honest, my only takeaway from this warbond that I will keep using. So, whilst this warbond isn't a total flop, it's another reminder of a bigger issue. I just wish Arrowhead would focus more on refining what's already in the game instead of throwing more flashy, unforgettable gear around the place. I love the new update and I love this game. I'm not against new content at all, but I just want content to matter, and right now, most of it just simply doesn't. What are your thoughts on this, folks? How are you feeling about the latest warbond and perhaps warbonds at large? Sound off in the comments below. So, overall, is this warbond for you? I'm going to be really honest, this is probably not worth it for anybody who doesn't have a surplus of super credits lying around. The gameplay benefits are minimal, and if you're wanting to get real bang for buck, you're better off buying something like Chemical Agent so you can get the gas grenade. It's just a much more useful utility choice. However, if you are a Helldiver who wants to drip out, wants to do a bit of roleplay, run around waving the flag, screaming for democracy, this is an absolutely awesome choice for you. The aesthetic is absolutely nailed by Arrowhead here, and aside from all the problems that I've listed in this rant, this video if you will, it's doing a really good job for that part of the player base. So if that is you, knock yourself out. Check out this next video. It's got you covered. Take care of yourselves. Keep having fun. Come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.